Things you don't know about Disneyland Part 8. Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to the 8th part of the video Interesting Facts about Disneyland. Make sure to check all the other 7 parts of my video. With that said, let's get back to our discussion topic. Number 130. Tinkerbell really does fly. Towards the end of the Once Upon a Time night show at Magic Kingdom, you will see Tinkerbell soaring through the night sky, while the little ones just revel at the magic of a fairy flying in their presence. The adults likely try to figure out how exactly she flew through the sky. Well, the cat's out of the bag because we are about to reveal this Disney secret. Tinkerbell is actually given a firm push from a window of Cinderella's castle. This allows her to fly across the night sky on a thin little wire. However, if Tink is not given a hard enough push, she actually won't make it to the end. So Tink will have to use her arm strength to pull herself to the end of her flight path. Because of this requirement, cast members who play this park need quite a lot of upper body strength. In this particular situation, Tinkerbell is often actually played by a man. Number 131. What Disney secret is hiding on the Be Our Guest ceiling? If you do happen to snag a reservation at one of the best Disney restaurant, Be Our Guest, there are so many little details you should enjoy. There are gargoyle statues guarding the entrance, the mosaic of Belle and the post-transformation beast, and the iconic rose in its glass dome. But you certainly can't miss the painted ceiling. The heavenly ceiling is filled with little baby sheriff faces, which just so happen to be the baby faces of the Disney Imagineering. Number 132. Disney secrets for Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin. Everyone wants to be the best in their car for Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, if not the best of the day, month or year. After all, who does not love a little competition? While the typical tips and tricks are to shoot hard targets instead of close ones and to target moving targets instead of still ones, most people have already figured those out. If you are here, you are looking for the real secrets of Disney World. Some of the biggest point gains can be obtained as you are leaving the first room. Usually, your car will automatically spin in a certain direction, but don't just stay there. Spin your vehicle all the way around so that you are facing the opposite direction. Then, your goal is to shoot the orange robot's arm, the back of the buzz saw, or the back of the orange robots. That last one will earn up to 100,000 points per hit. And lucky for you, we are not quite done sharing our tips for Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin. In most memorable room, the one with the huge jerk, try to shoot the target that is just below him. If you hit it, another 100,000 points in the bag. Number 133. Open up Casey's Corner with an opening pitch. Casey's Corner is known for its classic American food, with half a dozen variations of hot dogs, including one that has been made into nuggets. It serves up quite the iconic theme park food, and theme park food just so happens to nicely line up with the food served as sporting events. Each morning, because Casey's Corner opens its doors, one lucky small guest can help to participate in Casey's Corner's opening ceremony. One child is chosen to throw an opening pitch with a cast member and help lead the crowd in a rendition of the popular baseball song Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Then, the little helper will be rewarded with a box of Cracker Jack, and so will a bunch of other people in the hungry crowd. Number 134. Wacky Wacky Tinkerbell. We all know that Tinkerbell is a busy little fairy. She is always tinkering, spreading pixie dust to her human friends and helping Peter Pan and her fellow fairies out. After all that hard work, we can't blame her for needing to sleep in a little bit, because Tinkerbell usually sleeps in until after the park opens. You can actually go and wake her up each morning. The first person who enters Tinkerbell's treasures in Fantasyland and asks to wake her up will get to do just that. This little morning ritual is such an exciting experience for little fairy lovers, filled with Disney magic and even a glimpse of Tinkerbell. Do note that this activity has gotten more and more popular. So if you want to have a chance to do this, be sure that you are at the park the second it opens. And be sure to have a game plan on how to get to Tinkerbell's treasures as quickly as possible. Number 135. The Tree of Life has some Disney secrets too. In comparison to the other Disney World park icons like the Epcot Ball and Magic Kingdom's Cinderella's Castle, Animal Kingdom's Tree of Life does not seem to get as much recognition. That's honestly a shame, because there are so many amazing details on this singular tree. First of all, did you know that the Tree of Life does not have real leaves? There are over 100,000 artificial leaves on the Tree of Life that had to be added by hand. What a job for Imagineers. There are also 300 different animals that have have been handcrafted into the tree, including flamingos, iguanas, lemurs, kangaroos, and so much more. As if that was not enough, the Tree of Life is surprisingly built on an oil rig, which is an interesting fun fact. Plus, there's actually a theater hidden within the Tree of Life's root system. There, you can watch an 8-minute video with your favorite characters from A Bug's Life, including Flick and Hopper, and learn about the bug-eat-bug world. Number 136. Eavesdrop on an old-fashioned telephone. In the main street confectionery at Magic Kingdom, you will find an old-fashioned telephone mounted on the wall. If you pick it up and listen, you can eavesdrop on a conversation between a mother and her daughter named Annie. You will even be able to hear another noisy eavesdropper named Miss Clump listening in on their conversation as well. The cashiers at the main street confectionery will tell you that these are the tenants living above the store. Number 137. Stay a bit after the park closes. Once the park closes, most people rush out of the park. After all, it's late and they need some sleep. But if you hang around for an extra 30 minutes or so outside of Magic Kingdom's gates, you will be able to see a kiss goodnight from Cinderella's castle. Number 138. Soak in the sun, like the solar-powered trees. As implied by the name, Tomorrowland is meant to showcase the world and the technology of tomorrow. One small element of Tomorrowland is the palm trees. Most people probably notice that they are made of metal, but what most people don't know is that they actually collect solar energy during the day and close up at night. Number 139. The futuristic trash removal system. Although not confined to the boundaries of Tomorrowland, Magic Kingdom's trash removal system is actually futuristic. First of all, Walt Disney did a whole study where he found that people would not hold their trash for more than 30 steps. So there is a trash can every 30 steps in Disney World. The most futuristic part of Disney's trash removal system is actually much cooler than wisely placed trash cans. Although that was a very smart decision. When you throw your trash away in the trash cans at Magic Kingdom, it does not just sit there. It is actually sucked away at a whopping 60 miles per hour through an underground system of vacuum tube. It is sent to a compactor before it is removed from the park. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Number 140. Avoiding lines. Sign me up for this Disney secret. Waiting in line is probably the least enjoyable part about Disney, but there are occasionally some ways around the long line. For example, if you get to Animal Kingdoms right when the park opens or soon after, you can avoid the lines by heading into the Rainforest Cafe gift shop on the left side of the park's entrance.
Once you cross through the gift shop, you will enter a part of the park with absolutely no crowds and no lines. Pretty magical, right? 141. There's a lot of employee events. There are a lot of perks in working for Disneyland, and park offers its employees a lot of fun events and experiences that the public won't ever get to enjoy. I worked there while I went to college, and the company was great to work for. During my time, they did do events for employees. At Christmas time, they would shut the park down and open it for the employees and their families. Every summer, they would have employee canoe races before the park opened. One year, they did an event called Backstage Magic, where employees could take their families into employee-only places around the park like Club 33, costuming, parade, float buildings, woodshop, nursery, etc. 142. Employees get lots of other fun perks. In addition to employee-only events, cast members also get tons of other behind-the-scenes perks. You get to ride most new rides, explore new areas, and see new shows before they open to the public. Sometimes, even while on the clock, imagine getting to duck out of work for an hour or two to explore a new section of the park that no one has ever seen before and getting to experience it without the lines. 143. There are many unofficial days for guests. Disneyland likes to encourage camaraderie, which is why it hosts a slew of unofficial days at the park to celebrate all different kinds of groups. You heard correctly, there are unofficial days for gays, rivers, Coast, Star Wars, Harry Potter, deaf people. Some of these events have been around for years and others are fan organized. To see whose days are coming out, check out the Facebook page Unofficial Disney Days, which shares upcoming unofficial events like Cinderella Night or Friday Day 144. Disney chooses a family of the day to open Magic Kingdom every morning. Every morning, Magic Kingdom holds a musical opening ceremony known to Disney fans as the rope drop. But new guests know that Disney employees pick a special family to help open the Magic Kingdom every day. The family of the day gets to take a tour of Main Street before it officially opens for the day and start in the opening ceremonies. Cast members will then escort the family to the Magic Kingdom train station and introduce them to the waiting crowd below. Interested in being selected? Past family of the day alumni recommended that families should arrive every early to the Magic Kingdom, wear matching Disney gear, and show enthusiasm. 145. Magic Kingdom is designed so that when you are in one land, you can never see a neighboring land. Even though Liberty Square and Fantasyland are right next door to each other, thanks to some oil-placed foliage and other distractions, you won't be able to see or hear one themed land if you are standing in a different one. This gives the illusion that you are really exploring different worlds instead of one connected theme park. For instance, even when you are flying high above Fantasyland on the Dumbo ride, it's hard to catch a glimpse of the neighboring Tomorrowland just a few feet away. 146. The Cinderella 14 statue is designed to look different to a child than an adult. To adults, the statue of Cinderella in Fantasyland might appear melancholy, but if you bend down to a child's perspective, the mosaic behind Cinderella makes it look like she is wearing a crown. Sometimes it takes the innocence of childhood to see the truth in situations. Mark Matthews from the Disney Institute explained. 147. You won't find any bathrooms in Magic Kingdom's Liberty Square because Imagineers wanted it to be historically accurate. Disney's Imagineers took authenticity to a new level in Liberty Square. Since this Magic Kingdom land is set in the colonial era, there are no bathrooms as you can see in this map. Just like the real 18th century America, instead you will have to walk to the nearby Fantasyland passageway to use the restroom. Even though both of Liberty Square's restaurants, Liberty Tree Tavern and Columbia Harbor House, have modern restrooms, they are technically set far back enough that they are no longer in Liberty Square. 148. There's a secret way to get a perfect score on Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. Want to guarantee the highest score on Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin? Keep an eye out for the red robot and pro in the first room. The surprise targets are all 1 lakh points each and you can keep shooting them to keep your score high. If you are able to follow this cheat guide exactly, you will hit the maximum score 9,99,999 before the ride is halfway over. 149. There is a hidden camouflage character at Animal Kingdom called Divine. The next time you are at Animal Kingdom, try and spot Divine, a little known street performer camouflaged in leaves, vines and green face paint. She blends so well into the forest at Animal Kingdom that she's easy to miss. 150. Get an actual haircut at Defa's Dance. Tucked in a corner of Disneyland's Paris Fiji Emporium shop, you will find the entrance to Defa Dance and actual barber shop, decorated with authentic pieces from an actual Chicago barber who was apparently closing up shop as Disneyland Paris was being built. Think this is very early. There's actually very sweet region. Walt Disney's father was a barber himself. 151. Step back in time to the inauguration of Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty plays a starring and unsubstantial role in Disneyland's Paris Liberty Arcade, but those who pass by quickly may easily miss the hidden passageway behind the Statue of Liberty Tavern, concealed behind some red velvet curtains is a dark canvas which houses a scene from the statue's inauguration, complete with speakers and fireworks. It is a small attraction that won't take more than a minute to see, but it is a cool security detour missed by many. Just behind this W likes a special surprise. Yes, surprise. It is a yearly lifelike wax figures. 152. Listen for the words having a snowy at the castle. Seeing as how Disneyland Paris is home to the Sleeping Beauty castle, it only makes sense that the castle also has sleeping guards. So when you are exploring the inside of the Sleeping Beauty castle in the upper floor, see if you can hear the gentle snoring coming from the guard whose sleepy eyes are luckily concealed under their armor. 153. Spot the golden snail. One of the great things about Disneyland Paris is the amount of sweet but subtitle note to the park princess, and what better addition to the parkscape than a heaping portion of escargot. Yup, if you look closely at the golden spires of the Disneyland Paris Sleeping Beauty castle, you will see the little protrusions which are actually snails. Legend has it bears up their running from French ship. 154. Grab a snake from a stall inspired by an old school Disney cartoon. It's quite easy to assume that the old wooden windmill in Fantasyland is simply a whimsical architectural addition. After all, the park is filled with those. But did you know the old mill, as the stand is called, is actually an old school Disney cartoon from the 30s? We was pretty mind blown when we learned that. We think it shows to the huge depth of detail that went into the planning of this park. Anyways, if it tickles your fancy, stop by the old mill, or at the very least keep an eye out for the hidden Mickey located nearby. 155. Build your own droid or lightsaber. While Star Wars Galaxy's Edge hasn't yet made its way over to Disneyland Paris, there are still quite a few Star Wars inspired attractions that are starting to take hold, including Star Tours and the Star Wars Hyperspace Mountain. While these rides are certainly no secret, one wonderful hidden gem that you will find inside the Star Wars themed gift shop like Star Traders is the ability to build your own souvenir droid or lightsaber, an easy to miss feature of the park. Like all other things Disney, the prices are fairly steep, but checking these little stations out is a must visit for any Star Wars geek. 156. Very cool vending machine inside the video police. We know that you are thinking, how can a vending machine be considered a hidden gem? Well, one of our favorite things about Disneyland Paris is the attention to detail, so we were thrilled to discover this very on-theme vending machine located inside Video Police, just outside of the lineup area for Cafe Hyperion. 157. Say hi to the Mon Calamari at Star Tours. It's a trap, except no, this time it's not. While waiting in line for Star Tours, there are all sorts of delightful little details for you to go at, but one that's very easy to miss are the Mon Calamari up there in a control room. Be sure to look up every so often while you are waiting in the line and see if you can spot them. If you are a cult follower of Admiral Akbar, as I am, this will be an unexpected surprise that will take your mind off the long lineup. 158. See Russell and Mr. Fredricksen from Up. Up is one of our favorite Pixar movies of all time, so seeing some representation from Russell and Mr. Fredricksen in Adventureland was a happy surprise for me. You will find them enjoying the scenery by the water at Adventure Isle. The best way to scope a close-up pic though is from the Swiss family treehouse, which has some binoculars in the upper level that you can use to get a close-up look at the scene. 159. Caves of the treehouse. Everybody knows about the Swiss family treehouse at Disneyland Paris, but did you know that there are actually some caverns and caves to explore beneath the treehouse in Le Venture de la Terre? So if getting caught in a tangle of dark tree roots and tunnels where you awkwardly bridging against strangers is your idea of fun, be sure to take some time to get close to here. You might even stumble upon some hidden treasure. 160. Walk through Aladdin's enchanted paces. The Moroccan Arabian inspired beats of Adventure Isle are my favorite, and in my opinion Aladdin's enchanted faces is one of the most underrated walkthrough attraction in the entire park. Not only is visiting this part of Adventureland like being transported to Morocco, this little attraction showcases various scenes from Aladdin, one of my favorite Disney movies ever, in cool showcase windows. Definitely worth up a quick stop shop because lots of people miss it. 161. Learn the story of Frontierland. The fictional best story of Frontierland goes like this. Once upon a time, in the American West, there was a beautiful valley known as Big Thunder Mountain. According to legends, this mountain was protected by a great deity known as the Thunderbird, who would punish anyone who dared disrupt the precious mountain. World was oil until settlers arrived and began drilling into the mountain in search of minerals and gold, which they soon found. The discovery turned Thunder Mesa into a thriving gold rush town. Harry Ravenswood, owner of the mine, creating the Big Thunder Mining Company and becoming filthy rich because of it. Yes, that Ravenswood, as in the same Ravenswoods of Haunted Manor. With all his riches, Henry built a beautiful manor overlooking Thunder Mesa, where he lived with his family and most notably his beautiful daughter Melanie. The town continued to thrive and develop, with business opening up seen around Frontierland as the Silver Spur Steakhouse, the Lucky Nugget Salon, the various shops, etc. And as Melanie grew up, she attracted the attention of many suitors. As is the nightmare of any parent, she soon became engaged, much to the chagrin of her father, who fought hard to prevent the wedding. But something far more terrible than a controlling father was soon to hit Melanie's life in 1860. A giant earthquake struck Thunder Mesa, work of the angry Thunderbird, perhaps killing both of Henry and his wife, aka Melanie's mother and father. That's sad and all, but the silver lining was that with Henry out of the picture, Melanie's wedding could continue. Tragically, however, on the day of Melanie's wedding, her fiance never showed up. She waited and waited as days, weeks, and years passed, still wearing her drapes, overwhelmed by grief, but still holding on to hope that one day her love would return. Little did she know, a mysterious phantom had appeared in the manor on the day of her wedding, killing her fiance and haunting the halls thereafter. The ghost of Henry Ravenswood perhaps could re-emerge, thus tying into the whole storyline at Phantom Manor. 162. Meet the dead residents of Good Hill Cemetery. The attention to detail at the Phantom Manor is Disneyland Paris is what makes it one of the coolest attractions in the park. Ride itself a good fun. Many visitors miss an additional Easter egg before they leave the area. Good Hill Cemetery, the final resting place of the Ravenswood, and many other residents of Thunder Mesa. So, after visiting the Phantom Manor, don't forget to explore the Boot Hill Cemetery right next door for a variety of fun grave names and epitaphs. Some say you might even be able to hear a heartbeat coming from one of the stones. 160 Disney scenes made of Lego. The Lego stone in Disney Village is such a fun treat for those who love Lego as much as they love Disney. Here you can get at awesome Disney scenes constructed out of Lego and even take home some fun kits for yourself. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check all of the other 7 parts of this series. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button below, and please don't forget to share this video with your friends.